Thank you very much. Now we have our audience from home joining us right now from YouTube and Facebook. I'd like to welcome you all to this exciting episode of the show today. Thank you all for being a part of this broadcast, for allowing us to come into your homes every Saturday. My name is Deji Alabi, so I'm your regular host, and today's program is very, very important as we round up this session on the post COVID-19, the mental health pandemic, because this is real, and things are going to be happening. A lot will be unfolding. Already, things are happening. People are already seeing signs and things around them that are showing that something is wrong. Many are not paying attention to it again. Depending on the part of the world where you live in, I understand that some people would sweep certain things and certain feelings and what have you under the carpet and do nothing about it. But my advice is that nothing should be swept under the carpet. You should pay attention to whatever symptoms. Listen seriously to your body. You want to do that in this season. If you can, it's going to be a very great asset to you, even as things unfold. So there are several mental health issues that are presenting even as we speak because of COVID-19, sadly so. And there are those that have been existing before COVID-19. Probably the people that were involved never paid attention to it. So this is a three-part series we started about 2 weeks ago. In today's series, as we conclude it, I'm going to be providing other solutions. Last week, I gave a general, holistic view to what to do when you observe some of these conditions. Mind you, this broadcast is not a substitute for the care provided by your physician, and we strongly advise that you do not stop your medications or treatments without the express consent of your physician. So we need to put that caveat out there. And so today I'll be a bit more direct and open in talking about solutions. Whatever solution I'll be talking about today are those that have been people proven, time tested, and they are even science supported. There are so many uh, researches out there to show that these solutions actually work, and they have worked, and they are effective in this treatment. That will be either for or against. Number one, as a plant-based nutrition healthcare practitioner, the very first solution I would always prefer in this case, like I mentioned last week, is to actually pay attention to your diet, especially what you eat. We might want to argue it, but sciences are there, researches are there to confirm the fact that what we eat actually determine the state the state of our mental health, and so it's nothing for us to shy away from, or it's not um, something we would want to ignore in actually working on our mental health. And my advices have always been that please stick to raw food as much as you can. Reduce the number of cooked meals that you have. I've explained this severally that as we age, as we grow older, our bodies become depleted in the ability to digest food. But when we eat raw food, because raw foods they are rich in phytochemicals and digestive enzymes, which make it very easy for digestion to take place without exerting more pressure on the body. We are able to digest this food quickly, and then the nutrients in them are made bioavailable for for the use of the body. Right. So if you are consistently feeding on cooked meals, most cooked meals are dead on arrival because the chemicals and the nutrients in them, they are thermosensitive. And thermosensitive means that under high temperature, they are denatured, so they are lost. So what you eat actually is not giving you the nutrients that are required. What we have known and we've been taught and practiced is that our food should basically be our primary source of medication for our body, and our it makes our body to maximize the ability to heal or reverse any disease condition with or without medication. But when we do not eat or feed properly, our body is not able to maximize that potential that it has. All right. So Some researchers at the University of Otago in New Zealand, they carried out their research, and they also found that people who consume raw food, unprocessed, non-processed food, non-polished food, they recover faster from mental health issues. There are several researches and paperwork to also support this. This, and in most times when I address and speak with my clients, it's just the baseline. I always say this, that there is no way you want to recover from any condition, mental health, other kind of conditions, without you paying attention to your diet. So if your diet you pay attention to your diet, it will be easier for you to reverse conditions. I've also said in previous editions, I've postulated and given the relationship between our gut health and our mental health. Our gut health and our mental health. Our gut health are comprised of our digestive system. It is um, our gut health is the overall health of our body is able to digest food, store food, exit waste product from our bodies as at when necessary. Now, the gut has been seen to be like an auxiliary brain, and it functions many times just like the brain would function. And so it is just common sense to know that it is possible for you to jumpstart the brain or whatever is happening mentally by rearranging or altering the terrain of your gut. If your gut can be realigned and rearranged, then it's possible for you to be able to jumpstart or kickstart or realign also certain things happening in the brain. How do we know this? Several expressions, several emotional expressions are expressed through our gut. Several emotions are expressed through our gut. For example, emotions of joy, happiness, sometimes are felt in our stomach. Even emotions of anger are felt in the stomach. Emotions of fear. Sometimes when people are afraid, they are scared, they feel it in their gut. When people are hungry, it has been noticed that the stomach contrasts, So all of this is made possible because of these billions of nerve cells that line up the gut, linking directly to the brain. And so there is a serious correlation. For example, when you take banana is going to make you banana is going to make you to be able to but banana is going to make you to be happy. Banana will improve and enhance your mood. That's what banana does. And that is not just banana. There are several other foods like that that will also enhance and improve your mood. So my advice, number one, that please stay with food that are raw, natural, that are organic. Uh, you know, Try as much as possible to reduce or eliminate completely, if you can, canned foods, processed foods, um, processed food, polished food. You want to eliminate those kind of food, take them out of your diet completely. Then you're going to see very good results. All right, for those who are watching on YouTube, I'm going to be releasing certain names. It's going to be easier for you to follow through. For those watching on Instagram, I may not be able to do that, to put up those names like I would. So because I'm going to mention two type of other remedies that your body would need to be able to actually and do this. And the first one are what I call essential oils. These essential oils are there are several of them. You can actually go up and read them up, or just get the one that you need and apply, use as and when necessary. Right. You have lavender, you have chamomile, you have cedarwood, frankincense, valerian, holy basil, sweet basil, bergamot, and there's a whole lot of essential oils. These are things that you can actually use to to change and alter your your emotions, your emotional state per time. You want to burn them use them like an incense. Yes, you can use this oil. It changes the terrain of your brain, and then it helps to relieve several mental health conditions or mental health issues. I call them remedies. These are quick remedies because certain times, even after going on medication as prescribed by your physicians, you still feel some of these symptoms, some of these kind of emotions, coming over you. These are quick wins, things that you can actually get. You want to store these and have them in your home. Again, ensure that you get the right kind, get the right produce from the right brand, and then if you can do them and make this yourself, people make some of these things themselves. If you can make them yourself, the better for you. It works for everybody. And the second group I will mention is the flower, the essential flowers. There's a doctor, uh, Dr. Edward Bach. Dr. Edward Bach is a medical doctor and a homeopath. He created certain remedies in the early 1900s. And then up to now, researches are still going on, studies are still being performed as regards the efficacy of what he has done. Some scientists have said no, it doesn't work, but they agree that to a large extent that some of these remedies have also been found to be effective in helping people's mental health condition. As a matter of fact, he went ahead to talk about 38 remedies using flowers that can be used to help individuals with mental health conditions. And then, then he had another five. He called those five rescue remedies, five rescue remedies that which are also being used, and people are using them and they are getting results. All right, so Dr. Bach had 38 Bach flower remedies. Some of them are even used for kids. Some of these remedies are sold in stores, so you can get them in stores and then you can put them in glass, in droplets, and then drink, And then he was so specific as regards what particular remedies are going to be used for and what they can help, to address when it comes to people's mental health issues. So, in quick succession, I'm going to kind of just list about 10 of them. For people who are watching on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook, you will get the spellings. I can't do this on Instagram right now. The first one is Aspen Flower. You want to use Aspen Flower. Aspen is Aspen. You want to use Aspen Flower for people who have fear of unknown things. It's a mental health condition, and people just are afraid. What are they afraid of? They don't know. The fear just come. The fear comes on them, and they feel the anxiety. They feel the fear, and they don't know what exactly it is they are afraid of. They can't explain it. Now, the Aspen Flower, as introduced by Dr. Bach, would do that. So, like I said, you can get the droplets. You can get them in tincture, then drop them in a glass of water and drink. Some people have used them and it has worked. It's been effective for them. One other thing I would also like to say is that for people who enjoy gardening, and it's something we want to encourage, because some of these natural plants, they play big roles, not only in beautifying, not just ornamental purposes right now in beautifying our space, but they also affect our health, right? And that is what Dr. Bach had been able to just come up with, to say, look, your health can be enhanced, especially your mental health, by these flowers. You could plant these flowers and put them around your homes. Plant them. Most of them we grow in pots. Some of them, if you can study and read up books, you can go on YouTube, you're going to find materials on how to be a gardener, how to start your own garden, and you can go into gardening yourself and start small. These are plants that you should be found around you. I was saying this, I think, on one of the episodes we had on this program, where I advised that one of the things for you to do to maintain a good and proper health is to ensure that your living room is indeed a living room. And how is your living room a living room? Your living room is not a living room if it does not have a living plant there. Instead of using artificial flowers to beautify your homes, intentionally plant flowers, plant trees in your living room, in your compound, have trees in your compound, have flowers, natural flowers in your living room. They will not only beautify, but they are adding to the overall health, the mental health of everybody in your family, in your home. So the aspen is one flower that is good for that. So like I said, you can get them like in tinctures, then you can use them, put them in a glass and drink. If you have the flower directly, you can soak in water, then after a while, settle it, then drink it. It helps to people who just get into that mental state of being scared or they're afraid of what they don't know of. This can actually help to do that. The next one is the cherry plum. fear of the mind giving way. There are people who have that fear as well. Some of my clients, they have presented with this. They have this fear, like, okay, they want to sleep. They feel like they should sleep, but they just feel like each time they close their eyes, they feel like if they close their eyes, they will never be able to open it again. And so sometimes they are afraid of their mind just failing them, like they're going to fall into some deep mental health issues. And so it stops them from sleeping, it incapacitates them from acting and being themselves, right? Dr. Bach recommended cherry plum as a flower that can be used to address that condition. And you can get these things. Like I said, I've explained the process. There are some of them that are sold over the counter in some stores, in medicine stores. You can get them and just apply them in drops of water and to drink. All of these are also applicable to children. Dr. Bach actually had 38 remedies, with the 5 rescue remedies that will make them 43 remedies of flowers, essential flowers that can be used in helping anybody's mental health. And children are also not excluded. In fact, one of the things about these flowers is that there is no issue of toxicity recorded in any of them. They are very safe. You can use them. And then what did you stand to lose is that they might not work. That is all you stand to lose. Why not just give them a try to help you to relieve, to help you with your issues. Okay, right, Mrs. Adeomi, good afternoon, ma'am. Right, so that is all you can do. Just take them and you'll be fine. All right, so I mentioned the cherry plum for fear of the mind giving way. Okay, the next one I want to talk about is the chicory flower, which some people have this possessive love, and then they are selfish. They have self-absorbed in themselves. Now, most people may not consider this a mental health issue, but I can say this, that look, as things are unfolding, especially with this pandemic that is going on right now, the feeling, the temptation to fall into self-love would present itself. Now, it's important for you to begin to check yourself and see that there is a balance, because we are presented with a condition, a situation that had never occurred before in our own history. Mankind had seen it before, but none of us were here when the previous plagues that plagued the entire world happened. We were not here. But this is the first that we will all see and experience. It's making people now you now see people's reactions. Especially, okay, let me give this as an example, because some people, conspiracy theorists were more like, well, they planned the Black Lives Matter movement to coincide with coronavirus, that more people will be infected as they go out to protest and to march. It is not so. This is just mere psychology, and this is what happens now because of the fear of coronavirus and the things that it has presented. People are going to now begin to the temptation, the urge, right, to protect yourself above any other tribe or any other kind or any other race is going to present itself, and this is what many people in the world are going through right now. Nations are fighting over who is going to produce the vaccines. There are countries that actually spend so much money, they outbid other nations in buying supplies to combat COVID-19. It will take it will take a whole lot of grace for people to come out and be selfless in the middle of this pandemic, which is what many people do not understand. That look, it's going to be pushing us towards selfishness, towards self-love, towards self-obsessiveness, self-obsession. You might be tempted to be obsessed in yourself, to be consumed by yourself. It's a mental health disorder, and some people are on the far right spectrum of this disorder. You want to check it. Well, Dr. Bach says chicory is a flower to address this, and if the condition is worse than what we're talking about, then you might want to actually cry out for help and get help when necessary. Now, there are individuals, and it's also happening, people in certain professions, in the teaching profession, people who are in many other professions, like people who are in the healthcare profession. It's overwhelming. I remember when COVID-19 started, personally, I felt really overwhelmed because the demand was high. You sit down, you listen to people with their conditions and what they are going through. It could depress you yourself. So we are seeing that as well. We are seeing a whole lot of that, of people that are becoming overwhelmed by responsibilities with this COVID-19, and it's going to increase. It won't go away. Schools resumed last week, and 2 weeks ago, and more schools will resume as the week goes by. It's going to be very overwhelming and challenging on teachers, on parents, and even on the kids. Please do not overlook the fact that children could go through mental health challenges with all of these that we are going through. Imagine kids that are used to playing around, doing their things naturally. Now you are pushing them into classrooms. They must wear their face masks. They must wash their hands. How do you explain to them you can no longer hug your friend like you used to do? You can no longer play with your friends like you used to do. You can no longer use the playground like you used to use the playground. It's a whole lot of mental pressure that this COVID-19 is putting on people. And most times we want to ignore that these pressures are not real, but they are real. And so people are going to feel overwhelmed. The overwhelming feeling is going to come on people. And so what do? Hemp is one tea, is one flower that you can use, according to Dr. Bach. It could handle that. What about hopelessness and despair? Goss is a flower that he has recommended for that, for people who feel hopeless. This despair, like the future is bleak, is hopeless. People are losing jobs. I mean, because of this pandemic, the feeling of hopelessness and despair is all over there, right? You want to address them. Goss is a flower that you can use, a remedy that you can use. Like I said, it's Dr. Bach who came up with all of these, and then they are named after him, but you can get them all. Another one is fear of known things. Now, the first one I address is people who have fear of unknown things. Now, this is addressing people with fear of known things. So they know what they are afraid of, right? So, but the fear just comes on them, right? Mimulus is one thing that these people can actually use. I'm trying to watch the time so that we can finish in 30 minutes. Right. So, mustard. Yeah. You see. Okay. So the mustard is a flower that you can use if you have deep gloom. You just see this mood, like a kind of a cloak of darkness, coming up on people. There are people who go through that, and it might happen again. You might probably be going through a loss of loved ones, loss of a job, loss of opportunities, and then you feel gloomy. The mustard can help to kind of help on that mood. Okay, olive. Well, we are at least we all know the olive oil. Now the plant itself, the flower, Dr. Bach was able to put that up as also a remedy for exhaustion following mental or physical effort. So after you've done, probably you've studied or you've worked and then you are exhausted, olive is something that you can use. The rock rose. I've known about the rock rose water as a remedy for terror and fright. People who are afraid, and then probably they just gone through a condition, and because of that, they have this fear, they have this terror coming up on them. The rock rose is a suitable remedy for that, according to Dr. Bach. Then people who are going through shock probably because of loss or one thing or the other. Star of Bethlehem. Star of Bethlehem is a flower or a remedy that can be used. And the last one I will mention, that 38, about 43 of them, I'm just going to mention a few. And the last one I will mention is the white chestnut, which would also help to fight off unwanted thoughts and mental arguments. So those are the essential flowers. I've spoken about your diet. I've spoken about essential oils. I just finished talking about essential flowers. The last one I will mention on this episode are essential teas. Now, these are, teas that you can use. Now, please, if you are having issues of mental health, it is not time to take caffeine. My strong advice is that you should stay away from caffeine products. You should stay away from caffeinated drinks and caffeine products and all of that. This is not the time to do that. Even the most popular one, the most unsuspected one, which is the green tea, which contains caffeine. This is not the time for you to consume green tea. I will list the following a list of teas that you can actually use to help you with mental health issues. Chamomile is highly recommended. There are several scientific researches that have supported the use of chamomile in handling mental health issues, right? In calming you. In fact, in handling depression, chamomile has been found to be very, very effective. So you are not able to sleep, chamomile tea could be the last thing you take in the evening before going to bed, and repeat it again and again. It's going to help you with your health. Lavender oil, lavender tea. There's also lavender oil. There is lavender tea. The lavender plant itself is also medicinal in handling mental health issues. So lavender tea, you might want to consider that. Peppermint is another tea you want to consider. Gotu kola. Gotu kola is an adaptogen on its own. Now, if you can get the tea and use the tea, it helps a lot. Kava, valerian root helps to sleep. It's going to help you adjust it won't help to adjust your circadian rhythm like the melatonin supplement will do, but the valerian root supplement will put you to sleep. It's a natural supplement. It didn't work like Valium and the other ones that put people to sleep with side effects, but this is a natural supplement that you want to sleep right now, get the valerian root and then you sleep. But the tea is available, so it's not like you're swallowing any tab. Just put the tea bag and drink, you'll be fine. Lemon balm, passion flower, and there are lots of teas out there that can help to soothe and relieve mental health conditions. So these are the 4 remedies that I would suggest. Number 1, I've spoken about diet. I've spoken about the fact and research that have confirmed that eating raw food, natural produce, organic produce would help mental health issues. Researchers have shown that taking canned foods will aggravate taking polished foods will aggravate mental health conditions and issues. So I've mentioned that first. I spoke about essential oils that can be used. I've spoken also about essential flowers that can be used. According to Dr. Bach, I spoke about those flowers, and I listed that there are about 43 of those flowers that are representing several conditions in anybody, from fear of known things to fear of unknown things, even in children, anxiety, ADHD, inability to concentrate or focus on the task at hand, which is found and is common among so many people. Now, Dr. Bach came out with the remedies for that. Now, I just finished talking about the last one for today, which are the essential teas that you can actually use, and I've mentioned quite a number of them. Now, like I said, this is not a substitute for the care that you get from your healthcare provider. You should not ignore that. You need to go for check, consult professionals when you observe that you have any symptom that relates to mental health. Talk to people, don't bottle it up, but go to the episode from episode 1 for this series to the 3rd one that we concluded today, and then you understand what to do to help yourself in line with what your healthcare providers are also doing for you, right? And then you'll be fine. This is where I'm going to draw the curtain today. Thank you for joining us, and I hope you also join us same time next week. Again, I'll be right here, and your regular host on this show. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your evening. God bless you.